hope that your resume does not, and I will offer this to you guys at the end, I hope that your resume does not look like a series of jobs. I call that a tombstone resume. Date, job, date, job, date, job. It's a tombstone. It should have your skill set on it. It should show what skills you bring to the table. You don't have positions, you have responsibilities. You have things you have done. You have people you have been interacted with, tasks you have performed, skills you have brought to the table. I tried to reinvent myself a few years ago and paid a person a lot of money to try and reinvent me. $7,500 to figure out who I want to be when I grow up. What I got was a fantastic resume. And it basically talks about everything about all my skills, and down at the bottom there's about this much about jobs. I did this exercise, I told you this guy, the ones who were here in your last month, I, just for fun, posted my job, posted my resume on Monster. 463 responses in 3 days. Because I had skills. I did not have jobs. I had skills listed. When they search it, they search skills. My integrity was at the top of that thing, basically saying, here are the skills I bring to the table. Here's what I can do for you. Here are the things I've done for other people. Here are some direct examples of things I have done. And by the way, here are the jobs that helped me accomplish that. It's backwards. And what you want from your resume is a conversation to start. You do not want to answer every question known to man in one page. You want them to go, this person is so interesting, I've got to have a conversation. Okay? That's what it's all about. That's what we have to learn to do. Intensity is very much similar to driving your car. You can see all these very specific definitions. It's deep and complicated. It's extreme in size. It's the gas pedal in your car is what it is. Intensity is, in the world that we're working in now, the fact that people don't want to burn out. They do not want you to come to work and be screaming on fire 9 hours a day, every day. We know that that's ridiculous. You're not going to last in the job. I'm going to have to replace you because you're going to burn yourself out. Intensity is about balance. Intensity is about finding the several different parts of you that are important and giving equal time to all of them. What job in your work is very important. It's not your entire life. Okay? You cannot get in your car, although my wife will try this occasionally, get in the car and jam your foot to the floor and drive all the way to Publix. You probably have to stop at a stop sign. You probably have to turn left. You probably have to slow down for a bad driver. Okay? You can't do that with your life either. You can't get up in the morning and just go, wow, I'm on fire, I'm going to work so hard today, it's going to be fantastic. By 4 o'clock, no one wants to be around you. And you don't want to be around yourself either. Because it's impossible to do. And if you can do it for a while, look at the guys that work as the traders on Wall Street. That's what they do for 12 hours. And then they pretty much drink themselves to death, sleep, and get up and do it again, and about the age 27, they die. I don't know if they die, but they quit. They go on to something else because you can't do it for very long. This is very important. You have to learn to control the gas pedal in your car. Outlook. Outlook is very similar to attitude, except, as we'll talk about in just a minute, it is habitual. You can control it. It is a characteristic response. It's a set of expectations. It's your view of the future. Okay? What's the most important about Outlook, though, is it's the only part of your attitude that other people see. They see what you think about the future. You can come off and act like you're just, everything's great, but you must internalize it first. You must believe that it's going to be better. You must decide that you're going to make it better. Then it will come out as a great outlook. If you internalize a bad attitude, your outlook, you can try to sugarcoat it all you want to. Yeah, I think it's going to be great next week, Bob. I really do. Nobody's buying it. Nobody believes you. Because you have not internalized it. You do not believe it. It's the part of you that is absolutely shared. If your view of the future is better than most, it will be contagious. And the opposite is also true. This is it's a cold. You can spread it if you have a negative outlook. And you can cure it if you have a positive outlook. I hire people that have fantastic attitudes and understand that we're going to the future. What we sell in my business is the future. It's almost like the stock market. We sell belief. We sell trust. We sell growth. Those are all intangibles. Okay? They have to believe that it's going to be better. I have to sit down with a business owner and say, I can help your business grow, and in 12 months I can prove it to you. You will have the tangible results in 12 months, but you've got to trust me until then. That's hard to do, right? Think that was fun last year? We're plus 12. Somebody got it right. You have to have this. And you have to, when you're sitting in front of a recruiter, they're going to ask you, so some of the good ones will, what do you want to be in 3 years? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you see yourself being in this position? This position is not what you were really after. What do you want to do with this job? I want to make more money and hopefully stay here for 5 years and retire. No. Here's the opposite of a good outlook. I recently hired an assistant. Actually, it's almost been a year now. My assistant's not just clerical. My assistant and I run the department. She's critical to what I do. She's right now taking care of stuff that I should be doing. Okay, she's absolutely intrinsic to how I run my operation. So when I look for people, I got a bunch of resumes. She didn't have the most experience. She didn't have she hadn't been in the business before. She didn't really have everything I was looking for in terms of just the criteria. But what she had was an overabundance of vowels. She blew me away. I looked at this person and said, what will Julie be in a year? Versus these other people that I'm looking at, what will she be in a year? What will he be in a year? What will she be in a year? No question there. Julie's going to have the most growth potential. Julie's going to be the person that she's trying to become. This job may be the perfect opportunity for her to learn who she is. So I hired Julie. I had people in the building. And the applicant that I was going to describe here, the opposite of Outlook, good Outlook, came downstairs from the other station. She's already in the building, already knows our systems, already knows what goes on. And she said, I hear that you're a really good guy to work for. And I said, you understand that this is a lateral move. There's really not more money by just changing stations and sort of the same job. She goes, yeah, but it's really hard upstairs, and I hear you're good to work for, and I'd love to work less and make the same. Really? That's fantastic. Thanks for coming by. You know what? I'll get back to you. What do you say to that? This person's outlook was, life sucks so bad, I'd like for it to suck a little less but still take home the same. And I think I'd like to do that for you. So I'm going to give that attitude to the person that helps me run my 9 salespeople in our operation that generates several double-digit millions of dollars a year. I'm going to give it over to you to no, I'm not. I can't do it. Here's the one that we hit on several times during the time with Carlos. This comes up all the time because this is the critical element right now. Uniqueness. Uniqueness is standing alone. Radically distinctive. Without equal. Unusually, highly unusual or rare. One of a kind. This is the missing ingredient in the Vowels formula and in you becoming who you want to be in life. You all have unique values, experiences, passions, dreams, hopes. All of those are unique. Each person's are different. The question is, do you know what they are, first of all, and can you communicate it to someone else if they ask you? In this situation, it's critical. You've got to pull back the curtain a little bit and show people who you are. Unless you're afraid that they're going to not talk to you because you're a Democrat, okay? There's a line there. I'm saying, I'm talking about your dreams and hopes, your passions, your things that make you different. They're looking at these dozens of people, and what you don't want is the early, no, left with the 4 or 5. What happened to these at the top? Well, it was easy things to throw out. Just, very, like, I didn't bring them today. Things like resume intros that I've gotten, emails that say, attached is my resume. Look forward to talking to you. Or, I mean, if I could do, I may have, I'm going to take the time. Another one said, hello, Brad. At least they looked up my name. At least they figured out who they were speaking to, and they didn't get James, which is my actual first name, which most people pull up. He even did it on the email. Hi, Brad. Attached is my resume. I'm sure you'll like it. Talk to you soon. Think I'm reading that? Okay. How much time on average does anyone spend looking at a resume?
8 to 10 seconds.
8 to 10 seconds. I didn't even get to the resume. I got to the email cover letter that was basically, and there I've got 20 of those. And it's all about, I'm going to be so good when you look at the resume, I don't have to sell myself. You don't have to sell me 14 pages, but you better tell me something about you. I've been in media before. I'd love to be in media. I think it'd be fantastic. I have sales experience. I don't have sales experience, but tell me something. Give me something to chew on. Give me a little granola bar or something that I can at least feel good about the fact that I'm going to have a conversation with you. Can you communicate this information? Can you communicate what makes you unique to your coworkers if you have a business? To these potential